Well, it's been almost a week. I am finally back home. It's been so many people in and out of my home, maintenance people for the past week. It's been a hot mess, and I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm over this place. Um, I'm over it. Um, it's just been a hot mess, a real hot mess. Yeah. Originally, I had started vlogging and I was doing a cooking video, and that's when it all happened. A week before the domino effect, literally, I had started noticing my heater wasn't, it just wasn't getting hot in my house for whatever reason. It just wasn't getting hot as usual, and I knew that my electrical bill was high because it was just so cold in here, and I kept turning to 75, put it on 80, put it on 85, put it on 90. It was not getting hot here, and y'all know in California it's been bad weather. It's been cold. It's been flooded. It's just been so cold out here. So, um, I just did the best that I could. I just had my kids, make sure they stay warm. And I'm just like, okay, I really want to be home when maintenance comes into my house. If y'all know, y'all know. I don't like random people in and out of my house, but it is what it is at this point in time. So fast forward a week later, I was washing dishes and I had gloves on and the thick pink gloves. I'm washing dishes and the water was on hot. I was just washing dishes, washing dishes, washing dishes. And when I tell y'all the water was freezing cold, like freezing cold. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I have no hot water. So I'm like, okay, let me just go and just, hurry up. Because by this time it's getting like late. It's like, I don't know, it's like 8:30, going on 8:30. And I usually have to get my kids in bed before 8 o'clock, but they need to take the shower. I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and get them together. Finished washing the dishes. I went to the bathroom, and the water was like it was like lukewarm. I'm like, okay, my water heater is like obviously going out. I was like, maybe I just need to go, check it, make sure that it needs to be lit or whatever. Hurry, but got them in the shower, and literally the water ended up turning ice cold. So that was that. So I called maintenance. I'm like, listen, I need somebody to come over here. Can you light my water heater? And he was like, oh, we can't light it because it's not, it's electric. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, well, I don't have no hot water, and I just need to, we need to take showers and bathe. So he comes like around, I want to say 9:45, not an hour later. He comes and he was like, "Oh, your breaker switch is not flipped right." And I was just like, "Well, I haven't touched it. I haven't did anything to it." And he was like, "Okay." So he hit the breaker, and I promise y'all, when he hit the breaker, literally, it sounded like an egg was frying on a skillet. And I was like, it was sizzling. And when he hit the breaker, I said, that does not sound good. Mind you, 4 months ago, my middle island, the outlet stopped working. So that was another issue. Haven't been able to use the middle outlets in my island in my kitchen. So I said, this does not sound good. He said, no, it just needs to heat up. I said, my water heater is outside. I said, the electrical box is sizzling. He heard it too. So I was like, okay, the water, 20 minutes later, it got warm. The sizzling stopped. Um, the breaker was not, I kept going to the breaker to make sure it wasn't sizzling or nothing. And it just got warm. And I'm just like thinking, like, he said, well, what do you have plugged in? I was like, I don't have anything. I have my refrigerator plugged in, a TV that's off right now plugged in. Nothing else was plugged in. There's nothing plugged in here, like nothing. And I'm not really even home throughout the day because I work. My kids are at school. So that was that. I was able to get my kids done in the shower. I get up the next morning, take my shower, get ready to take them to school. Heater's still not really working properly. The heater was just blowing, just to be blowing. And literally, I took a cold shower. It was so cold. It was so cold. It was so cold. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just, just deal when I get back because I had to get my kids. My kids cannot be late to school. I had to get them to school, and I'm coming back, and I called them like, listen, I was like, my water heater's going out again. I was like, I have no heat in the house. I said, I really need y'all to like figure out what's going on. I get to the breaker. He's like, check the breaker. I did. And he was like, hit the breaker again. I'm like, okay. I said, but this keeps happening, right? So he came out, he looked at the breaker, and I was like, the breaker, I said, the breaker is hot. It's hot. He was like, it just needs to, I was like, no, it's hot. You guys need to call somebody. I said, because I don't want it to start a fire. It's hot. It may be overloading. Something is wrong. So he was like, okay, well, I'll have them like look into it. He ended up leaving. Literally, I was sitting on the bed. This was like the next night, but I was still up like 11:30 at night, and I heard something pop. And I'm just like, what is that? So I go to the breaker. The breaker switch flipped off by itself again. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying. So I emailed them and I was like, this is what's going on. I need you guys to come check this out. It does not seem like it's safe. So fast forward, that Saturday morning, the water was cold again. I called maintenance at 7:30 in the morning. They did not answer. I emailed them 3 times. And it was just so cold in my house. And I was like, I can't take this. And this is day 3, like, of foolishness. So I called them from 7:30 till my last call was at 4. Nobody called, nothing. So literally, I was vlogging and I was cooking. And I was on the phone because I had planned on going to sleep early on Saturday because I was so tired. And I was going to go to church. I had things I needed to do the next day. I was like, I'm so tired. I'm going to go to sleep. Like, I'm going to get to bed at like 6 o'clock or whatever. I'm just going to go to sleep. I was on the phone with my friend. And we were just talking. And then getting off, I was cooking dinner. Then I started vlogging a cooking video. And then all I know is that I heard a popping sound. And I ran to my breaker. I hit the breaker and I got shocked by the box. Yeah, that was scary. I don't know. When I tell y'all, this has been a bunch of foolishness. It's been crazy. It's been scary. I don't know. I got shocked by the box. So I'm calling maintenance again. I'm like, listen, my breaker is sizzling. I hear it. I said, I've been calling y'all since 7:30 this morning. Nobody's called me. Nobody's came. I don't know what to do. Somebody please come help me. I said, I'm going to have to call the fire department because I just got shocked by the box because it's hot. Like, the box is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Nobody's calling, nothing. Hour go by, breaker's still hot. The whole box still hot. I hear popping. I end up calling the fire department because I didn't know what else to do because nobody's calling me back. Fire department comes because the switch hit itself off again. We still had power, but the main switch was off. So fire department ended up coming, and it took me like almost an hour to get to the right channel for non-emergency fire department to come. I don't even know. I don't even understand that. Fire department gets here. By the time they get there, the box is cool. So because they tried to test the heat, and so right before the fire department came, right before I got to to someone on the phone, I heard the box again. This time, I ran to the box and it caught on fire. I did not know what to do. The blaze was like, I saw the flame, like it caught on fire behind the box. I just heard it shortening. I heard it making weird noises. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because I'm here with my kids. I don't know what to do. I'm like panicking. I'm freaking out. So I run and I had to hit the box again. I ran it and I just hit the box because I didn't know what else to do. I just hit it, hit the cord off and everything. So I was able to turn off the main cord. And then I ended up, I got the fire department to come out. Told them exactly what happened, and it was three of them. They said they're not electricians, but they did test the box, and they said the heat, by the time, I guess whatever fire it had caught, the box was pretty much done for, but I still had power at that time. So we they said, well, you did what we were going to do. We were just going to turn off the main switch. They said you need to contact the property owner. I was like, I did. I've been calling them since 7:30 this morning. I don't know what else to do. Nobody's answering. By this time, it's literally like 6:30 something at night. I'm blowing up the number now because the thing already freaking caught on fire. It's cold as heck in here. The water's going out. We ain't got no heat. Like, I don't feel like I need to stay in here because it doesn't feel safe. This thing that caught on fire is making weird noises. So by this time, the fire department, they ended up leaving. The box starts sizzling again. I'm like, I don't know. At this moment in time, I'm just grabbing important documents because I don't know what's about to happen. I have my kids in my front room near my kitchen because my electrical box is down the hallway by my room. I'm grabbing emergency documents like social security cards. I'm grabbing birth certificates. I'm grabbing just anything of value that I need in case I have to and put it by the door in case I have to make a mad dash out the door because I don't know what's going on. Literally. So then, the box starts up again, making weird noises, and I'm like, I cannot stay here. I was like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. So the box catches another flame. Literally. I go and I just turn off, I hit the main, because the switch kept switching. Hit the switch again. And we lose all power. It's pitch black in my house. Can't see nothing. But it's because it's dark outside. I don't see. So and my phone, I had two phones. One phone was on 15%, and the other one was on 30%. So I had to use the phones for as a flashlight. I end up calling the number again. I'm like, I have no power in my place. I was like, you guys, I've been calling y'all all day. Nobody's answering. It's just a hot, 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 hot mess. So literally, the maintenance man calls me at 8:44. He was like, I got your call. I said, I've been calling y'all all day long. I've been emailing y'all. I was just like, I have no power. I said, I have no water. I said, my electrical box caught fire. I had to call the fire department. I need somebody to come over here and look at this because I don't know what to do. So he's like, okay. He said, I live 3 minutes away. I'm going to be there in just a minute. He gets there almost another hour. Another hour just sitting in the dark. It's cold as heck. I don't know what to do. It's too cold to sit outside. Just a whole bunch of, yeah. So by this time, he ends up, he comes in, he said, well, I'm just going to try to, because it's another little small box, I guess a switch core box or whatever inside the box. He was like, I'm just going to go and see, test it and see if I can switch the box out. I was like, but it caught on fire. I said, there's something going on in there. I said that someone needs to come and look at. So he's like, I'm just going to see if I can at least get the power back on. I said, even if you do that, it's still going to short out again. I said, somebody needs to come look at this. So he went, I guess, to another place and brought it back a little small box, and couldn't get the power on. By this time, it's I want to say 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. It's cold. My kids is cold and everything. And he says, I can't get the power on. He said, and the office, the leasing office, he said the property, they don't come back into the office until Monday. He said I can call electrician, which we already tried to call electrician. And I'm just thinking like, how did you call an electrician when you didn't come until 8:45? You didn't call me till 8:45. He was like, well, we call the emergency line. I said, but I've been calling y'all all day. So he said, I'm gonna try to see if I can get someone out tomorrow. I said, but it's Sunday. He's like, well, yeah. He said, I already got the approval. I'm like, okay. He's like, is there anywhere you all can go? And I was like, I just bought groceries. Now I'm getting a little I'm just traumatized because I just went through something in Texas, like a horrible experience. And then you're telling me that y'all can't do nothing for me. You don't offer me to stay in another place. You don't offer me to a hotel for me and my children. I'm supposed to go find somewhere, and I already paid y'all my money on the first, like normal, and this is how I'm being treated. He's like, yeah. He said, ooh, it's so cold in here. He just kept saying, it's so cold in here, it's so cold in here. And I'm just looking at him like, yeah, it's cold in here. We've been dealing with this for like some time now. It's very cold in here. So he's like, yeah. He was like, well, you can put your food inside of another property. I have a key. We can take it over there. And I'm just thinking like, but I won't have access to my food. I was just like, why would I put my food at another location and I don't have access to it? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Just I'm more so worried about what's going on with this place. This thing can catch on fire anytime. So Sunday, I spoke to him. Nothing happened. Monday, nothing happened. They said that they were waiting on the electrician to accept the bid, which I felt is a lie. How's the electrician going to accept the bid? The person wanting you, that doesn't make that doesn't make any sense to me. Why? And then he said they said, oh well, I guess the one who manages all the properties, they said, oh well, we have to wait for the electrician supervisor to accept the bid. I'm like thinking like, that makes no sense. That's just like me going to a hair salon and I need my hair to be washed, and the hairdresser is trying to clear with the owner to see if she can wash my hair. Or me going to McDonald's and I'm ordering a freaking chicken salad or a hamburger and y'all got to run it by the supervisor to see if you can sell it to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I told him, I said, I write these contracts for a living. I said, that makes no sense to me. I said, I deal with electricians as well too. I said, what you're doing right now, I actually work in this field. I was like, for you to tell me that you all are waiting for the supervisor at the electrical company to accept a bid, that makes no sense. So the electrician, that makes no sense. So the electrician came on Wednesday. They said he was supposed to come on Monday, didn't come. Then they said he's gonna for sure be there on Tuesday. I'm at my sister's house because I'm just like, I don't know what y'all want me to do at this point in time. I just don't know what to do. So when the electrician got here, no, on Tuesday they said, oh, he's gonna be there. He's gonna be there between 8 and 10, and we'll call you. 11 a.m. I called, and they're like, oh, they're not there yet. I said, so what's happening? I said, I can't be in my house because I don't know what's going on. So they were like, yeah, we know, we understand. I said, no, you don't understand. I said, I've been dealing with this foolishness for some time now. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Right. So after that, they said, well, we're going to call them and we'll call you back. By this time, it's 4:00 in the afternoon. I call the office and I'm like, no one's called me. What's going on? Oh, well, there was some confusion in the office at the electrical company, and your file was just sitting there. But we'll offer you a concession. And I was like, how much is the concession going to be? Oh, we don't know because we gotta get it cleared with the supervisor. I was like, but the manager actually approved everything else, so I don't understand what's going on. So I'm like, okay, all right. They was like, but they're for sure going to be there tomorrow. For sure. Mind you, this is going on Wednesday. They said the electrician be there between 8 and 10. So my house set without power from Saturday to Wednesday. No power. No power. No power whatsoever. So after that, literally, I got home, dropped my kids off because we were at my sister's. My sister lives an hour the opposite way. And dropped my kids off, got home. No electrician. So I called. I said, it's now Wednesday. You all said the electrician was for sure going to be here. And what's going on? Oh, okay, we'll call them. We'll call them. We'll call them. We'll call them. We'll call them for sure. Call the electrician. Allegedly, they called. I went by. The maintenance man, not the property managers, the maintenance man called me and said, the electrician said he'll be there by 11. Oh, okay. I'm sitting in it's cold. I'm using the hotspot off my cell phone because I'm working. I don't even know who's been in here. Like, that's how I feel. It's been so many people in there. I don't even know who's in there. So literally, by this time it's like 12:30. I'm like, listen, my kids will be coming home from school real soon. I need this power to be on. I need this water to be on, and I need this heater to be on. Okay. Well, they're at another job, but they'll be there. Electrician finally came at 1:30. It's supposed to be a 3 to 5 hour job. I was told they're gonna be there allegedly at 8. Okay, fine. He gets there. I'm talking to him. I didn't even say nothing to him about I didn't say nothing. He said that his company just got called for that job that morning. And I'm like thinking like, that's not what these people told me, but okay, he want to do his job. Okay, fine. I just need him to get stuff together. He opens up the box and he was like, ooh, this don't look good. And I was looking at him and he was like, okay. He was like, your property told me the job was going to be one thing and that's what they dispatched me for. He said, I have to call the owner of the business because this is a major job and because I can't touch this until I get the approval. I'm like, how long is that going to take? He was like, well, I'm calling them right now because he knew I had kids. So he called right in front of me. He was like, I got dispatched for this job. He said, what the office told me, this is not what it is. He said the whole thing has to be taken out, like a whole new system, the inner box and the whole box. Pretty much the wall got to be taken. Everything got to be taken out. Everything, all the cords, like a whole new everything. So the supervisor was like, he was like, yes, please do it. He was like, it's a safety hazard. He said it can catch on fire again. And he said that he's like, I can't leave her place like this. So he was like, okay. He said, but also you need to he said, before you touch that job, you have to contact the property manager to let them know what's going on about the job. He said, because they told us it was going to be XYZ. So he called the property manager. He said, you all dispatched me for this job. This is not the case. This is what's going on. He was like, we can't leave because I know what's going on here. I can't leave it like this because it's going to catch on fire. She has children. And he said, it's very cold in here. He said, this is inhabitable. And because they knew that I was here and they knew that I was on the phone, they were like, yeah, go ahead and do the job. We'll write everything, whatever you need. I'll be here. I leave the office at 4, but I'll stay to 5. I was closed at 5 o'clock. I don't know why they're leaving at 4, but okay. Whatever you need, just please go ahead and just restore power. He was like, it's more than just restoring power. He's like, the whole thing caught on fire. It's burnt. I have to, this is a major job. So got it cleared. I ended up having to like leave him here because I had to go get my kids. I was just praying all the time, like, Lord, at this point, I'm ready to get out of here. Like I can't be here no more. I was like, I just can't be here no more. Luckily, my lease is up next month and I'm so happy. So I could find me somewhere else to go to because this was a hot mess. Y'all, I don't know. Like me, I'm just grateful and thankful that I'm just grateful and thankful that I had someone to help advocate for me for this hot mess. Like it was a huge inconvenience. Like I spent a lot of money. I had more money than I had planned on spending out of my budget. It was just a hot mess. So he got the power restored and everything. And then literally the next day, because I had waited for everything to set, I didn't really do too much. I just had, excuse me, our children to like, my children to like bundle up. And I was just happy just to have the lights on because my daughter, she was like, I don't even want to go back there. She was like, I'm scared because she saw me get shocked by the box. And they were both scared walking in here because the last that they were in here, it was pitch black. So, the next day, we had no heat the next day. So called a meetings again. Now it's Thursday, a week later. No heat. Still no heat. Still no heat. So he called, I called me. I was like, listen, I said, I have no heat. They were like, okay, sorry you're going through this. What the, you mean you sorry I'm going through this? Find somebody to fix this place. Like, this is ridiculous. This is so crazy. She was like, okay, we'll send someone over. You mean the same maintenance person that's been helping me the whole time? Okay, fine, send them. So I had to leave. I had to get, I had to go, I had to take your business. I still have to work. My kids still got to go to school. So literally, maintenance guy gets here and he was like, he called me. He was like, it is freezing in here. He said, it's so cold in here. I was like, bruh, like, I know that. Can you fix my heater? He said, I remember you telling me that the heater wasn't working prior to when I was initially helping you. I said, yes. I said, it's blowing cold air in here. And he was like, okay. He was like, I may have to call HVAC. Can you just do your job? Like, I don't care. Just call somebody. I don't care why are you telling me? Just call them. Call them. So he called me like 30 minutes later. He was like, yeah, he was like, this is gonna be another major job. He was like, I can't leave your place without heat. He said, because your heater does not work. They had to move some stuff around. So like my electrical box is on one side of my place. They had to bring in a swamp system. He was like, I have to bring in a swamp system to keep your place warm. And he was like, because he said, I could lose my job knowing that you don't have heat. And I'm thinking, somebody should have lost their job because because my thing caught on fire, and I told y'all this, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. He was like, but I had to open up your window. Now my kitchen is downstairs kitchen. He said, I have to leave that window open because I had to put a hose through the window. And I'm just thinking, how are you why would you do that? My kitchen is downstairs. My window is downstairs. You have to he said, I'm going to leave it open for about 4 windows. We'll barricade the window. If someone tries to get in, you'll hear it. I'm just thinking, that does not sound very bright to me. That does not sound really smart. That sounds stupid. Like, whatever. At this point, I'm just like, it's like, how many more hits can I take with this place? So I get back later on that night. I hear a small, like, system running, and it's still cold in here. I go to the little swamp system they put in. My window was open, and I'm just like, it's cold in here. Like, it's not putting in any heat in here. So that thing was blowing on that temperature for like 8 hours. It was just wasting energy. So I turned it off. I'm like, there's just no point in using this. So then I get the kids situated, baths or whatever, because I took them out. I've just been taking them out to eat because it's just like I didn't even want to cook in here until they finished. I just didn't want to do anything in here until I felt like they were not going to keep coming in here. So do all that. Literally, they they called me and said, okay, well, we're gonna have HVAC come and do what we need to do tomorrow. I'm like, okay, fine. By this time it's like 8:30 at night. I'm in my room and then I smell something burning. And like y'all know me, I'm just like, oh my God, not again. Y'all, I guess a skunk sprayed in my neighborhood, and because the window was open, my whole house filled it with a skunk smell. Yep, yep, yep. Mm-hmm. So HVAC and they came the next day. Whatever they did, he called me a couple of times. I don't know what. I guess he thought I was going afraid I was going to say something. I'm I was so over the whole situations, events, domino effects, whatever you want to call it. I was just like, please just fix it. Like I've got nothing else. So, um, he fixed it. He said your heat is on. This fool turned up to 80 degrees, and I got back like around 9:30 at night. That heater still don't work. It don't even really work properly. In between that time, I bought 2 electrical blankets. Had to buy that. That kept us warm. Thank God, because I didn't know really what else to do. And then Saturday morning, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna just clean and everything. I'm gonna fix my kids some breakfast, a nice good. But like we've been eating out, just because I just been trying to keep them, cool, not have to worry about nothing. And then it's Saturday morning. I'm gonna turn on my music, and this is what we gonna do. Pull everything out, get ready to cook, turn on my stove. Y'all, my stove don't work. My stove do not work. It don't work. It don't turn on. I'm like, oh my God. My stove was on last night because the clock was on last night. I pulled the stove back. It's still plugged in. At this point, I'm just shaking because I'm just like, oh my God, like what else is gonna go on? So I call maintenance because it's Saturday morning. They're closed on Saturdays. I'm like, hey, my stove don't work. Can someone please come over here and help me out? So property management, I guess, ended up having a cell phone that I don't know if the person had the phone the whole time. I don't know. So she lives nearby, and she was like, I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna bring, I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna, check this out for you. Cause she was like, but before I do, she was like, no. First, she said, go check the breaker, and I'm like, I don't. Why I gotta keep? What's up with this breaker, y'all? Cause like she told me what breaker number it is. I'm like, no. I said it's not the same. It's not the same breaker because remember they had to put a whole new system in there, and the numbers are different from what she was like, oh yeah. So I took a. She's like, I said, can I send you a picture? She was like, yeah. She was like, send a picture to this phone. So I took a picture, sent it to her. She was like, oh. She's like, oh yeah, they did switch it out. So she was like, just hit. She told me which one to hit, and I'm just thinking like, well, I'm reading it, and I'm just like, this says it's for this, and this says it's for that, but none of them actually say like the side of that kitchen where it was supposed to go. And I said, well, my microwave is still working because I have an overhead microwave. I said my refrigerator is still working. I said my outlets still work on the same wall. I said everything is still working. I said, but my stove. She was like, well, do you mind if I come over there? I said, absolutely. So she came over right away. She looked at the stove. She went back to the breaker, hit it again. The same thing that she told me to do. She did it herself. She was like, do you mind if I pull back the stove? I said, absolutely. Pull back the stove. It was still plugged in. She said, can I look in your refrigerator? I said, absolutely. She said, okay. She said, I'm sorry. She's like, it looks like you are going to need a new stove. She says, but it's the weekend and it's mind you, Saturday. She said, I can't look into getting you a stove until Tuesday because Monday was a holiday. And I said, so what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I was like, I said, I've had it. I was like, I've had it. I said, it's not your fault. I said, but just please, like, what am I supposed to? I said, I'm about to lose my patience. I said, we went from the electrical issue, the heater, the water heater, the water to the freaking fire. I had to take my kids away from the house for almost a week. Like, what am I supposed? I said, I'm spending money left and right. I can't even really be safely be in my home. It's like now I can't cook. What am I supposed to do? And she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm just going to add this onto the list of things in your file of what's going on in your place. And I was just like, honestly, I said, I'm not going to be renewing at all. I said, I don't feel safe in here. I don't feel comfortable. I said it has been inhabitable here. I was just like, my kids, I said, I have not really felt comfortable. I said, I have not slept in over a week and a half. I said, because I have to keep making sure that that breaker didn't run, get hot. I said, I'm nervous. I said, this does not make me feel confident at all. She's like, I totally understand. I totally get it. So the maintenance man comes on Tuesday. Comes on Tuesday. The following week. I'm going. I'm not here. Because I still gotta be. I still gotta work. Still gotta work. And he says, I'm here for your stove. Blah 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 blah. I said, okay, go let yourself in. You're show yourself in. Okay. He's like, okay. He said, I'm checking everything here. He said, your stove is out. He said, it's not working. He said, I'm hitting the breaker. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, yeah, I think we do need to get you a new stove. Then he was like, oh, there was a malfunction in the breaker. He sent me a picture later. He said, your stove is working. It's on. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This has been a horrible experience for me. I'm just so thankful and grateful that I was awake when that fire started. I'm so grateful that we weren't hurt or harmed. I'm so grateful that there wasn't much damage with the exception of that wall. Um, I don't even know what to say with all these things that are happening. I don't know. I haven't really even slept, honestly. I just haven't. I haven't really slept. And we've just been using the electrical blankets because since the heater is not really working, I'm just like over the whole thing. But I am grateful. But yeah, that's my rant. That's what happened. And sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Literally. Like, I don't know. I'm acknowledging that I was and still am rather stressed out about this whole situation. It's probably going to take some time. I don't appreciate, and I told them this as well too, that this whole experience. I mean, things happen, they do, but how the whole situation was handled, I don't appreciate it at all. I just don't appreciate it. And I feel like they could have had a little bit more sense of humanity when it comes, especially like I'm a renter. Like I pay my rent first faithfully. Ain't never been late. I ain't had no maintenance issues. I ain't had no problems. Like I felt like I was treated just as just just like somebody whose file just kept getting stacked at the bottom. This went on for almost 2 weeks. It's now going on third week now. I'm I'm mentally maxed out with them. I don't really have much of anything else to say to them. I'm just ready to get out of here and I'm done. So I pray the next place that we go to will be a better experience. I'm praying that the next place we go to, they're more up to date with their repairs. It's with everything. You never know what's behind a slab of paint. That's the other scary thing about it. You never know what's behind some paint or whatever. But they should have handled this totally in a different manner. So I feel better because I talked about it. It's so many things that happened, but we're safe and we're okay, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Things can be replaced, but people cannot. Hi, your cars. And with that being said, I'm going to head out of this rant. Thank you for listening, and I will be back to vlogging. I'll be back to vlogging. Yeah, my mom will always say, "Be careful how you treat people. Be careful how you treat people." And this has been an experience. So thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, hey, welcome. This is really TT. I should have said that in the beginning of the video, but y'all see my name in the title. I will see y'all soon. Y'all, I'm almost at my 1K. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much to everybody that's running my playlist for me. Thank you for people that have been checking in. Thank you so much to everybody that's been watching my shorts. I'm going to be dropping more shorts, and I will see y'all soon. Have a good night, morning, whenever y'all watch this. See y'all in the comments.